ask any questions that you might have. I think we're going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to get both my guests to get into the box at the same time, and we can ask questions to everybody. If you have questions for me, if you have questions for the guests, feel free. Before I do that, though, I'm going to throw this up just for a quick second, just to set the algorithm. Get people in here real quick, just for a minute or two. If we've got questions, guys, feel free to throw them up in the chat. Make sure that if you want to be a guest on my show, that you hit up Emoji J, Beer Raider, Lucky Mama, Masterpiece, or myself. We all have IG. It's all linked in our bios. So feel free to hit those up. All right. That was just a quick get it in there. Danny, Cosmos, if you guys want to get into the box, we will get you guys both in here. Without further ado, there is Flirty Danny.
Hello.
What's going on?
Just hanging out tonight.
There we
Happy
go.
to-
Cosmo,
How's it going?
welcome. It's going good, man. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
I'm
Great.
doing fabulous. I'm 4 beers in. I'm good.
All right, good stuff, man. Well, I'm really appreciative of you guys coming to be a part of my show. I'm not sure if you've heard a lot about it, but it's kind of like the ins and outs. We cover a wide range of topics, and tonight I figured we would do a kind of ask the audience edition. So questions that the audience might have of anything and everything to do with streaming. Before we get into the mix of it, though, man, I'm going to give you guys each a chance just to introduce yourselves. Danny, we'll start with you, and then we'll go down to you, Cosmo, and just tell us a bit about yourselves. How long you've been streaming for, if you have any things that you're doing on the app yourselves. Kind of like a plug yourself moment here. So, Danny, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Danny. Right now, we are just honestly hopping around the featured section on the app and doing different shows featured, not featured quite yet. And honestly, just getting my name more out there. Stuff I have coming up is I'm also a travel vlogger. So this summer we have some trips planned from Hershey, Pennsylvania. We have obviously Orlando, Florida for a week. So I'm
We'll
gonna
see
be
you there.
I'm gonna be doing some vlogging while I'm out there on stream. And working with the Discovery Plus network after the summer's done. So can't find me anywhere. Or find my Instagram is linked in my bio, and all my travel channel dates I'll be working with is going to be on there.
And you're going to be streaming while you're out on these trips, I assume.
Yeah, working with the travel channel, they're going to let me live stream some of the locations, towns, and areas we're going to be in, and places I'm going to be staying at, like B&Bs and stuff. Also help out some small businesses.
Oh, awesome. Well, guys, that's Flirty Danny. Please make sure you hit up Danny with a fave. Both of my guests, also the top gifters of the stream. Really, really quick. Just want to let you guys know I see you guys coming in. Please don't think that I'm not seeing you. We're just kind of interacting with our guests here. If you guys have questions in the chat on anything streaming, throw them out there so we can see them, and we'll get to them in due time. Cosmo, you're up.
So, hi, I'm Cosmo. I've been streaming on this app in particular on and off for just about, I don't know, 10 years or so. Once they made the transition where you can actually stream. I remember the streaming before they had GIFs, and
Wow.
so I've been on and off since then. I used to produce and judge for the Unstoppable Idols show. I've been on many different shows on this app, and the one thing, and this is I'm glad that Jay is the one who brought me here. I'm glad that he brought me here because it's the Unstoppable Idol. That was the first show before they even had featured shows on the app. And a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people think that it's Chris Casper's show, Suited Up, but his was actually the second. His was the second. I was the first. Chris Casper's was the second. But those were shows before they even had like the featured spots and all of that. And it was kind of groundbreaking to see that happen. So that's what I've been doing. I'm returned to the app. This is actually the first show I'm doing since I've returned to the app. I've only returned 3 days ago, and so I'm honored to be on your show. And I'm going to be starting my own acting competition.
An acting competition. Okay.
Yes. It's going to be called Scripted. It's an idea I had before I left the app. You know how Meet Me is sometimes. Sometimes you're just like, I need a break.
Yep. Everybody needs a break, man. Mental breaks are great for us. They allow us to get some clarity and, kind of just take a reset second. And
yep. You got to reset every once in a while. But I have a film degree, and I learned a lot in college. You know what I mean? But the one thing that I really kind of want to bring to the streaming world is just that sense of, real creativity, right? So the show Scripted will be a 4-week competition, and as long as I do the show, they will have the story will be consistent. It will be set in the same universe. Of course, with the competition style, the actors might change certain characters, but it's all going to be based down to their interpretation of said character. So I am extremely excited for that. And a lot of people that have been to my streams know that innovation is my thing. I don't want to do the same thing all the time. And so you come to my stream, you might see something different every day. I do video games, I do music. And
what time do you guys, both of you, Cosmo first, what time do you stream at normally during the days so people can come check you out?
So normally what I've been doing is trying to schedule myself for in the morning, I'll do like music. So, I've had the idea that people might just, be cooking breakfast or getting ready for work. So they'll just want some background noise, and I want to be that background noise. So I'll stream in the morning, but most of my shows will be in the evening. I'm in Central Standard Time. So around 7 p.m. my time is when I usually stream.
So on Eastern time, which is what we all usually typically follow, that's 8
p.m.
right?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
And Danny, what time for you? What time are you usually in the mix?
I'm usually so I'm all day, most days. My job that I have from the house is very easy. So in the morning, it's waking up, morning motivationals, reading from my books, from my NA book, and from my Just for Today, and starting off my day. And then I do a little bit of writing myself, and then in the afternoon we just chill. I'll do my drag shows into the night, and
so you're around most days throughout the day.
I run an arts and crafts business out of my house, so the clients can actually see what I'm making through the live stream on here and TikTok as the client come in.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Guys, really quick, welcome to Streaming 101. I'm your host, Real Deal. Every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, we're doing an Ask the Audience edition. So any questions that you guys might have, please feel free to throw them in the chat. I did see one there from Mrs. Real Deal. So we're gonna get to that question here really quick. Please favorite the guests. If you guys want to be a guest on the show, please feel free to reach out to Emoji J, Beer Raider, Lucky Mama, Masterpiece, or myself. We all have IG. It's linked in all of our bios. Feel free to hit that up anytime. So the first question that we have on the board tonight is, when being a new / small streamer, what strategy do you suggest to win battles? Being mean, being nice, something else? Does win-loss matter? Now, personally for me, I think the one thing that I would say about being a new or smaller streamer going into those random battles is have the expectation bar very, very low, because we never know what we're going to encounter in these battles. And I think that if either of you guys have any experience in the random versus, you can definitely attest to that. We never know. I think out of like 10, every 10 battles, 7 or 8 of them I would put back into the discount bin at the dollar store where I found them, and the other 2 I'll hit a fave up on those people, right? And I think that win-loss, for instance, that's that stuff's just going to happen. It's going to happen naturally. And I really suggest being, being yourself and just
Mhm.
being authentic to yourself
Mhm.
and that type of
Yes.
nature, being mean and being nice. Like it, it kind of comes with each battle, right? I don't think we ever
Yeah.
set out to be mean to people, but I think that, sometimes when the other side is not so cordial, the matching of
Mhm.
energy, which is a very natural thing to do, that tends to
Mhm.
take precedence, right? So
Yeah.
it's,
Yes.
do you guys have how much experience do you guys have in the battle scene?
Too much. I'm working on my 10K battle wins right now. Actually, there is
Okay.
there is times when I get on heel and days, sometimes 2 or 3 days at a time. I'll get on heel and I'll just battle, start to finish of my live stream, all the way through. It's honestly just being real to yourself and being your true self, because I've got 3/4 of my fan base and my favorites, whatever you want to call them, from the battles, honestly. And
Same.
I'm
Same. I'd
almost
say probably about
Mhm.
75% of my fan base has come out of randoms.
I'm almost at
Mhm.
12.1 loading, so it's literally like battles are my favorite thing to do on this app, especially the randoms. And I'm like, with the trolling, I'm just like, okay, what haven't I heard 1,000 times, either on the app or off the app? So I'm literally just sitting there some days and just letting them go at it. I'm like, are you done yet? Are we cool? You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's catch and go for sure. You know what I mean? There's a lot of battles that I'm sitting there now as a VIP. When I get
Mhm.
that instance, or I get that, that mindset that the other side is going to be nasty, or it's going to be, something that I don't vibe with, I just click the
Mhm.
skip. I just click the skip button. I'm not wasting time. I'm not wasting
Mhm.
my time. I'm not going to waste my audience's time. We're going to go to the battles where I feel like, the networking ability that is in these random battles can be at its
Mhm.
top. So that's going to happen with good interaction, right?
Yeah. I completely agree. Of course, people that know me know that things are a little different, because I think, and this is where I'm conflicted, because like whenever I do battle, if I battle somebody that's genuinely interesting, I will genuinely engage them in conversation. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But for the most part, a lot of times when I go into battles, for random battles, it's just like, how I do. I put on my naughty face and I just rip into them. I rip into them. I won't say anything that is just blatantly offensive, but I will try to encourage them to talk back and just roast me back and all that stuff. I just go into it, and all that. And genuinely, we kind of come in. I'll tell you who for whatever reason, I seem to battle the most, and I ended up favoriting him. He ended up favoriting me, but I don't know if you guys know the streamer. His name is David Best, and we would
Yep,
just
I know
roast
David
each
Best
other
pretty well.
back and forth. We would roast each other back and forth. I was excited to meet him before it was Live Fest playlist, and I didn't get to go to that playlist, but we used to roast each other back and forth. You know what I mean?
Now,
And I'd
see,
see him in.
there's something that you're saying here that I think that a lot of people miss. And a
Mm-hmm,
lot of people miss the fact that friends, people that build connections, and people that
yes.
have good interactions that
Mm-hmm,
are entertaining for the audiences. A lot of that battle banter is
yes.
considered as really good entertainment on here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what people don't realize is that the people that are bantering back and forth together
Mm-hmm,
Mhm.
are
yeah.
friends, like they're buddies
Yeah.
off the app, right?
Right,
So
and I would say that me and David Best, like I've been into his life, he's been to my lives and all that, over the years, and we every time we see each other in a battle, it's like if you are friends and you guys are both UFC fighters, you know what I mean? You're still going to battle, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I think authenticity though is probably the best thing that you can do going into live streaming as a whole, but especially with battles, you want to, I've won the other person's audience over, you know what I mean? Because I tend to be a wordsmith. I love, like just using my words to gain traction,
Same
and
thing.
so yeah,
Same thing.
And so, Miss Real Deal, what I would say is if you're going to do it, just find your groove. Whatever your groove might be, just find your groove. If you want to ask them questions, I used to do battles where I would use my audience to ask, like, what questions should I ask this person? And it would be something from very innocuous questions to very racy questions, but we ask.
I'm very like I follow the same line with pretty much every random battle that I get into, and I give two questions to kind of judge where the interaction is going to go, and those two questions are, where are you from, and how long have you been a streamer?
Yes, my baseline question is usually, what are you on this app for? You know what I mean? Or I used to, when there was, I think it still is. I think there's still Meet Me, Zoosk, and the other apps that are still mingled together. I think Penguin Fish was the only one that kind of went away. But I usually ask them, well, what app are you on? And if I would see, you have to be very good at like defining what these people that you're interacting with, like, you have to read their energy and just be quick with reading their energy. You know what I mean? Because you'll see people turn into trolls real quick, but if they have no intention of really trolling, you know what I mean, they won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like there's interactions that I've had where it's been a really, really solid conversation till 5 seconds left in the battle, and all of a sudden the person on the other side has become racist and whatever else, and it's just gone completely sideways. Sometimes there'll be an instance where somebody in the chat says something and it aggravates the streamer, and then all of a sudden the two streamers are butting heads, right?
Just butting heads, right?
It's about reading the room. Yeah. There's some some battles that I've gone into, and I've gotten 20 favorites or 25 favorites out of one battle. One battle. That's you don't get that stuff. You don't get that in 1 minute or 2 minutes in a fave party. You're not getting those types of favorites in featured shows, but you will get them. You'll get favorites like that in the random circuit. Yep, absolutely.
It is very hard for me to do roast battles, and it's like I'm like crickets in my head, but yet I can go up on stage and do a whole roast session with my friends and my drag queens that I've known in the community. And with it being so small, it's like, that's easy. But then I come on here and I'm like, where's the jokes? Where's the jokes?
But there's a different sense of power, though. And I've like I said, me and Idol, I don't know if you guys know who Idol is, but me and Idol have been friends for 25 plus years. We've known each other pretty much our entire lives. And so Idol used to do drag regularly. And when you're on stage, it is different. There's no even playing field. You're in charge. All eyes are on you, and you can say whatever you want. And people, if you say it right, you know what I mean. But you can take liberties with people, and they'll applaud you for it. Whereas in a battle, you're going toe to toe with someone with the same energy as you. And I would also say, don't let anybody's like diamond count or badge status or whatever, don't let you shy away. I had a battle with Trainwreck one time, and I don't know why he had changed his name. This is before like name changes were like a very popular thing, but it was Shipwreck. And I went in a battle with him. I'm like, you remind me of Trainwreck, And so we just had a conversation, you know what I mean? So they, that's a very good way to build your audience is by battling. And as long as you have something interesting to say or interesting like questions to pose, or if you have just an infectious energy, you'll get your audience, because people from that audience will come and join you. You know what I mean? And that's just how it goes.
I'll definitely tell you, you're bang on. You are bang on. I've been told I can't tell you how many times I've been told that I have a very infectious way about me. My laugh and my energy, and people love that. I think that the intrigue factor that comes with battling too is something that all audiences want to see. When it comes to streaming in particular, they want to see how you as the streamer are going to interact with another streamer, and whether that streamer is at 0 diamonds and 0 wins and has no favorites and has been on the app for 5 minutes, or whether it's Marty Party. You know what I mean?
Right.
That those the stuff that's up here, you know, and this when you're in the battles, you'll see the stuff that's above the
Yes.
streamer does not make or
Mhm.
break the streamer. You're
Mhm.
engaging with the person. Pay zero mind to the numbers and all that stuff. As it
Yes.
starts to build up, and as it starts on your end, that stuff
Mhm.
there, that whole like intimidation factor really goes out the window.
Mhm.
It really
Yes.
does. Like
It's
I'm
gonna have
working
to.
on I'm working on 35,000 battle wins, and I've been on here
Mhm.
for a year. So
Wow.
it kind of gives
Yeah.
you an instance of
Mhm.
how much I battle. I'm a battle streamer through and through.
Yeah.
We've
I'm gonna
had
have
a
to
lot
start
of
battling again.
yeah, like it's so good, man. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm pushing
Yeah.
13,000 favorites. You know,
Mhm.
like I'd say a solid 10,000 of those favorites have come out of battles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very
I
nice.
met my
Very
best
nice.
I met my best friend on the app
Mhm.
through a random
Uh-huh.
battle.
Mhm.
Nice. Nice.
I've also met
So-
humans that belong, like I said before, in a discount bin at a dollar store, right? So
Yep.
you got to kind of take it as you get it, man. You
Yep.
really do. You got to
Yeah.
take it as you get it, and you know, just kind of let the natural order and the natural flow of this app just take effect.
Yeah.
All you have to do is be here. If you're here
Mhm.
and you're a part of it and you're doing it, the natural flow of that will take you in whatever direction you're meant to go.
You know. And she brings up a very good point, because sometimes you'll meet people that are unexpected. So if people if say your op is, and take it for what it is, you know what I mean? Keep your emotions kind of guarded, you know what I mean? Don't read too much into it. But if someone says gift, you roll with it. Roll with it. You know what I mean? Just say yes, roll with it. Give me all the gifts. You know what I mean? If you project a certain confidence, people will never know what you're really feeling. You know what I mean? And whenever you're on camera, on live, anything like this, you're authentic, but you're also embellishing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're giving a more embellished version of yourself. You're giving yourself that confidence that says, I can say what I really feel. Where you can't do that in an office setting.
Nah, I'm telling you, man, I think that's why I've done so well in the random scene, is because I have that same composure away from the app that I do on the app, right? So it's when you bring that authentic nature, that's another thing that I don't find that very often in other streamers. It's a show here, right? I swear, when you're off stream and you're living your day-to-day life, it's not so much of a show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. I take that not so much of a show and I bring it to this place, and it works really, really well. It's just an authentic nature. As far as I think there was another question up here. Let me just go quickly check. I seen that question as well. Yeah. One quick sec, guys. This is real quick. We'll plug the show here while we're searching for the question. Welcome to Streaming 101, guys. I'm your host, Real Deal. Every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please fave both of my guests. If you see that star up top and you haven't hit it, make sure you hit that star up there as well. If you want to be a guest on the show, feel free to reach out to Emoji J, Beard Raider, Lucky Mama, Masterpiece, or myself. Our IGs are all linked in our bio. Feel free to reach out. We've got lots of great topics and great episodes upcoming, so feel free. So we found the question. It was from Rocco. Let me just do that quick. Oh, I got it right here. I got it. Yeah. Rocco13 asked, do you do truth or dare? I've had nothing but nasty. I'd have to say, I've done I've been in every category. I'd say that Dragon has very, very little traction inside of it. Truth or dare, I've been in a few times, but there's nothing really memorable that's come out of there. I'd say comedy is where a lot of the trolls like to go.
Yes.
I find that that's definitely I find that comedy is definitely like the battle banter section. Randoms is exactly what it sounds like. It's randoms. Randoms is the most pushed on category on the app.
Because it's the first one, right? From left to right, it's the first one, right?
Well, that's
Yeah.
so now that when you push a battle and
Hmm.
you click random, like you
Hmm.
not somebody that you have favorited, but when you just click on like a random battle, it gives you all the
Hmm.
different categories, but they're all jumbled and mixed up, right?
Yeah, they'll mix them up every single battle. I've noticed
No
them to
silent.
be
It's
random.
ask the audience, so feel free to throw a question in
Uh,
there. Go ahead,
and
Danny. Sorry.
I also find it too, when I do random battles, I like to promote myself too with some of
Hmm.
the drag
Hmm.
shows I do on the app. So I will literally get in the full get up just to do, even if it's like like 20 or 30 battles. And literally it's me just promoting my shows, my drag shows that I like to do on here.
Yeah.
And it's easy.
Yeah.
Anytime I can get a chance to promote that, I do. Like today.
Yeah.
Well, this
When
is a great instance, man. You know, where you get some promo time for sure.
Yeah. There you go. There it is. There it is. And
and
I'll tell you, like I've never. I don't think. I mean, I've done all the things. My key takeaway is, what are other people pressing on? What are people clicking?
I'd
they're
say the
either usually
random is the biggest
clicking
one. Random or
random.
comedy.
Yep. Random or comedy, and I usually stick with those. But if I like, sorry, I do one of the topics, one of the hashtags, and I get like the same person, twice in a row. That's when I'll switch it up. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to switch it up. You know what I mean? Just switch it up. But yes, in truth or dare, remember you're dealing with people. You're dealing with people that are on a traditionally thought of dating app. And we know on this app that dating doesn't really mean dating, it means hooking up. And so this is what people like. And I've noticed that when people in truth or
Not
dare,
all instances, man. Not all
no,
instances, but
no, no,
some of them.
yeah, but some of them,
So
and
yeah,
and
I'd
there,
say a
there's
lot,
a
a
big
lot,
cross section of
definitely.
people that they're on this app for that reason. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
A lot of people when they go and I've had this so many times. I don't know if you guys can attest to this, but I've had so many people. They don't stream when they go into battles. They go into battles, but when you ask them, well, how long have you been streaming? It's like, I don't do this. You know what I mean? I'm just here for whatever they're here for. So they're not streamers per se, but
Mhm.
they're hitting the battles. So win, lose, or
So you
draw.
think you think the truth or dare section is more of the people that are looking for like that hookup culture,
Looking for love in all
looking
the wrong places.
that
That's
part.
what they're looking for.
Because I haven't really used that like
Uh-huh.
that hashtag. I've been in pretty
Yeah,
much all of them, and I've gone into truth or
yeah,
dare, but it's been
yeah,
very infrequent, and I don't have much experience in there. I'd say that
yeah.
being in the random section,
Mhm.
you're gonna get the most different people. You're not going to get the same
Yes,
people over and over and over, but
yes,
sometimes that happens, right? It depends on the
yeah.
algorithm. It depends on how
It
the
depends
app.
on the day.
Yeah, it depends on
Yeah.
how much fluidity is on the app, how many
Mhm.
people are actually doing versus.
Right.
Yeah.
Music is where we used to scout for any of the talent competitions so we used to go into music and see if people were like singing or rapping but that's the side by side comparison there is that either people will be just listening to music or sometimes they'll be performing music.
That
So
part.
yeah,
Yeah.
but win, lose, or draw, you're always winning
It's
because
funny.
if you
It's
get
funny too
one
because
gift.
you say about the music topic there, right? And I think
Mhm,
that's that I'm a singer. I'm a vocalist,
mhm.
and I didn't
Oh,
start singing
fabulous.
publicly until I started streaming.
Yeah.
And I kind of been
Okay.
like that sing in the shower type of guy. I never even thought to go into the music section and just try
Yeah.
singing and seeing what people's
Streaming,
reaction
yeah.
would be to that. That there actually
Mhm.
sounds like a really good
uh-huh.
There you go.
yeah,
There you
that's a
go.
really, really good thing right there. I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah.
We've got a few other questions here. So just styling tonight is not just about battles. Tonight is an Ask the Audience edition. So if you guys have questions about anything to do with streaming, feel free to throw it out there. Myself, Flirty Danny, and Cosmo will just, we'll get into the discussion about it. So I've seen another quick question in here as well. Nene had a question. What does it take to get into battle games? So as somebody that like I actually just competed in this qualifier
Mhm.
2 days ago. and that it takes a heavy support network to be included in the battle games. The battle games are the biggest app supported event on the app. So it's essentially the battle games is a giant battle royale. 32 different streamers are included in said royale. And it's the best streamer, the streamer with the best diamond count after a sequence of 3 battles, I believe, each round. The last round's 5. That streamer wins, and they move on to the next round until there's 1 left. I've been here for 1 year. My support network is great. I have a astounding support network. I placed in 35th.
Wow, that's decent. Yeah.
So right outside it ran. Yeah, my friend threw a dragon right at the snipe, and it didn't count. So I reached out to the app.
Oh no!
They got back. I'm not deterred because there's still a chance that I could get in.
Yeah.
There's already been rumblings that a few people aren't going to be participating, and this and that and the other things. So, the battle games are really, really cool. I don't know if you guys have had much experience, either being a part of the battle games, watching the battle games. I watched them last year. They were nuts.
Yeah.
They were nuts.
I do. So my thing is about the battle games, because for myself, I don't think I'm ready for that step yet. So that's the day I stay off the app, and what I do is I go off Alive, and I go into my friend streams, and I just and the people I support big on, and I'm just and I sat with someone during this week. I sat with them for 12 hours while they did it, and I just supported them throughout 12 hours of it. I'm pretty much just there for support and watching my friends and my support system grow. And that's what I love about the battle games, just seeing everyone grow.
Yeah, the battle games can be an echelon for people. I've seen a few different streamers absolutely blow up from being a part of that event.
It really, I'll tell you. So I have a very complicated history with Meet Me, and as far as the emphasis they put on certain things, right? And I'll tell you, I think before it was called battle games, it was called something else. I remember when my first I
wasn't here, so I don't know what they called it.
I don't know if it was called battle games or they just called it battles or battle tournament or something like that. But I remember my first one. You know what I mean? And this is when the only OGs know this. This is when Holly was on top of everything. That's when she was on top. And I don't think she even participated. You know what I mean? Because that was it for her. I mean, she already was, the top of the top. She was our mama. But I remember seeing one of the battles, and I'm like, oh my God. It made me feel some type of way just to see all this, and then just the people that are supporting each other, and all that stuff. And it took me a while to realize, that a lot of people, for the most part, if you have a good network of people around you, especially if they're already streamers as well, they're not. I felt worse, and this is the complication. I felt worse if people were coming directly out of pocket and giving away $1 million diamonds. That made me kind of feel oof, you know what I mean? But these people are converted.
Right? It's a strain. It's a strain on as a streamer to ask my community to push me through in one of these events. $1 million diamonds dropped. That's the equivalent of 5,000 American dollars.
Yes, and I mean that's to me
a lot of money. Man.
To see that many diamonds in just 2.5 minutes? In
Yes.
2.5 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God. So, if that's what you kind of like, that's the what you're looking for, to see that is absolutely 100% amazing. And I've seen it like, 1, 2, 3, 4, million diamonds, you know what I mean? And just
I
like
watched Marty
that,
Party get. I watched Marty get 50 million diamonds over the course of
yeah,
5 battles in the finals
Yes.
last
yeah,
year. 50
yeah,
million diamonds.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys understand the precipice of what that is, but for most people, that's
Mhm.
life changing. That is a life changing event. For Marty Party, it was another
Yeah.
day at Disneyland, but for
Yeah.
most individuals that are on this app, that's life changing right there.
Yeah.
I favorited G
It,
Rocco,
it,
by the way.
it really is.
But yeah, for the most people,
This-
and the most I've ever got sent. Okay, so long story short, me and Pandemonium, obviously we do something very similar, and I caught him when I first went into his stream. He was doing this, but in a different way. So I kind of educated him on how he can kind of upgrade and all that stuff. And after years go by, I'm in an auction, and I think someone just asked a question about auction, but I'm in an auction, and he hit me with the dragon, my first dragon. You know what I mean? And so the complication arises because I'm not. Don't get me wrong, and I think everybody is on here to see the support. See the diamonds drop and all that stuff. That is amazing. It is truly amazing. But that's just I wish a lot of times I wish that wasn't the main focus. And I think engagement and seeing people in the chat and being able to talk to people, that is way more important than diamonds. You know what I mean? But with that being said, seeing that many, yes, the connections for sure. The connections you make, and I will always say this. This is why me and Mimi have a complicated, I have a love-hate relationship. But I will say this, and I will say it with my full chest, and I've said it for years. This is the best community on the internet. Hands down, bar none. This is the best community on the internet. I was just in Top Streamer Official. I was in Chris Casper's stream with the weekend update. This is not called the weekend update. I can't remember.
Yeah, I was in there, man. Chris Casper actually came in 3 minutes before the rundown began and spun wheels in here. So
nice.
That actually that tells me that I think I might be on the radar a little bit with them. And,
yes.
We've got a lot of good things
Chris
going
Casper,
on around here. You are right. This app, I've been around a lot of different communities on the internet. I was a top streamer on Twitch for almost 10 years. I've been around the streaming aspect for quite some time just because I wasn't here. But this is by far the best community that I've found. And I think that perception really matters when it comes to that.
Yes.
If you allow the drama and you allow the negativity that comes with this app to rule how you think about the app is going to be a really crappy place for you. But if you embrace the community, you embrace the family nature of the connections that are on here. I think that's the number one thing that I tell people is that embracing and nurturing connections on this app equals the byproduct, all of the byproduct that you see up here. That all happens. It's all going to happen if you nurture the connections properly. Treat it like you would treat something off the app, a friend that you would treat off the app.
Take care of it.
And like with me, honestly, like I just started doing the qualifications for Top Badge after being on here for 5+ years. And to be honest, the last 2 weeks have been like because of my communication skills, basically, I've met a lot of these great people for the last years. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I put something in my description, put something on Instagram and in my bio, and guess what? The connections I made 4 or 5 years ago that probably were like 0 are now shooting all the way up to the top. It's because I sat there and I had the time and I made that connection and I made the communication work between. So when something important came up, they had my back, and they still
in the same ways, right?
Yeah,
reciprocal energy, man. Especially with the people that show that they care about you, and show that they're that they're investing their energy, they're investing their time, they're investing their money, and they're investing all these things into you, showing that same attention, especially a streamer on the other side of that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
it goes a hell of a long way.
and
It
meeting
really
these
does.
people off the app, talking to them when they're down or having a bad day over the
Yes.
last years, and then like they remembered me still like that. Some of them even came in after not even a year of seeing me. We left right back off where they started, and they're like, "Oh, here you go. By the way, thanks for being there for me when I was off the app."
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
part.
Absolutely.
Really quick, guys. Just gonna do a quick plug here. Welcome to Streaming 101, guys. I'm your host, Real Deal. Every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight we got a great episode. We're talking with the audience, asking questions. We're giving out tips and advice. Please feel free to favorite both of my guests, Flirty Danny and Cosmo. If you guys want to be a guest on the show, feel free to reach out to Emoji J, Beard Raider, Lucky Mama, Masterpiece, or myself. We all have IG linked in our bios. Feel free to reach out. We got lots of great topics and episodes upcoming. Do we have any other questions in the chat, guys? This is about you guys. So please feel
Someone
free.
had asked a question about auctions. Someone said what goes into planning an
Okay,
auction.
Silent. Yeah, what goes into planning an auction on the app as a host and a participant? So I've participated probably about 10 auctions in the time that I've been on here.
Nice.
And I've hosted 2 different auctions. I've also hosted a battle royale as well. Definitely different, different things for each thing, right? So for hosting an auction, I think the number one thing that you're going to want to do is have a good support network around you, a team of people, whether it's, another person or another 5 people that's there to help you recruit, help you make flyers, help you promote. There's different
Yes.
things that we need help with. Like without my admin team, without the people that help me every week with my show, whether it's plugging stuff, whether it's looking for guests, Emoji J takes care of all of the technical stuff. So, my flyers, Beard Raider also is in on the mix of that. But flyering, the intro video, recruitment as well for guests. I would not have a show without my team. My team definitely helps me, and it wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for them. So I'm very, very appreciative to my team. So I would say that that's the best thing, especially when hosting an auction. When it comes to participating in an auction, and I'm kind of being a hypocrite here because I don't really promote when I'm in auctions. But I think that promotion is absolutely key. Absolutely, it's probably the biggest thing. Promote. Go out to different streams, even new streams that you've never been into before. Make an initial interaction with them, with the streamer and the community that's in that stream, and promote yourself.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing anyways, right? As streamers and as viewers, that's what we do, is we promote ourselves.
Yeah.
There's no reason that you can't take 30 seconds or a couple sentences in the chat and promote the event that you're in, the auction that you're in.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been
What
on
about you? What about you guys? What's your instance? Have you guys hosted any events like auctions like that, or have you participated in any auctions? And what would you say is like the top thing for each?
I've hosted. Will I do it again? Possibly around Pride, maybe. We're still thinking about it. But I've hosted one auction on here, and I've been in Menti. Probably like 2 in a month, maybe, or more.
I'm in an auction this month. Yeah, like March 14th. March 14th, man. We're in an auction. Colio's the host. So
yeah,
pull up.
Nice.
Communication for me basically is key. Honestly, some of the better auction prep I've been in, it's been a lot of communication, especially with the admin team, making sure like the day of, are you still free for this tonight? Are you around? all the way down to literally coming in and telling me like 15 minutes before my auction, hey, your auction starts coming up.
Mhm.
Here for everyone that's in your support system, or may I have the box so I can explain the auction rules to you guys?
Yeah.
And
That's like the
honestly,
admin team. Admin team typically takes care of that. Whoever you've got working with you,
Yes.
man, you'll have a couple of people that'll go out to the different auctions and tell people throw on your XPs and throw on your SPs and right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
mhm, it,
definitely part of the whole sequence. I think that's why I said I think that especially with hosting, the admin
Hmm.
having a good a good group of people around you to help you
Yeah.
get everything done, definitely the way to go. What about you, Cosmo? Have you been in any auctions?
So
Have you hosted?
yes, before I took my break, I've both hosted and I've been a part. I've hosted one, and you know, I've been a part of a few. Kitty Commander. I was in a part of a couple of her auctions, and then I've been in various different auctions. But with Kitty Commander, so if you're going to host an auction, figure out how you want to do it. Right, you can do it battle style, which I think is very popular. Where you'll say or wait a minute, how did it go? Was it it was like battle style where people would battle or you would battle this person and this that. I
Yeah, so
think
that's
the
typically the way the auctions go is you battle the
yeah
host. The host will have
yeah
a bid fee. So if
right,
you
the
want
bid
to
fee, that's right, the bid fee thing,
participate,
yeah
right, if you want to
yeah
participate, then there's a certain amount, like 100 or 500. I've seen
right
them go all the way up to 2K.
right
Um, and then
and so
you shoot on the streamer that you're there for.
right.
The top person that is the gifter of that battle wins
Yeah.
said auction, and usually there's a 3 or 5 day name change that's inclusive, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what people usually win is either the name change or something like that. Whoever's your top, gifter or whatever, you can name change for them too. But if
Mhm.
you're participating in a battle, never think of it as winning and losing because you're winning no matter
That
what you're
part,
winning. You know what I mean?
that part.
You're winning. You're getting people to recognize who you are. You're getting diamonds, and you're involved in a community. I will tell you, like when I first came back to this app, again, I'm a long time Unstoppable Idol producer and thing like that. And let me give my little shout out to Jay real quick. Jay is the hardest working man on this app. That man, you don't even know how many shows he's involved with. I don't even know.
Him and Beard Raider as well.
Yes,
They
yes,
are the
yeah,
two admins on this app. If you do
yeah,
not know them, Emoji J or Beard Raider, I suggest you
yeah,
search them out. I suggest you favorite
yes,
them. If you want anything to do with
yes.
featured shows, auctions, battle royales, if you need any
Hmm.
advice, they've been
Yeah,
around it all. They've seen it all. They're a part. I think between those two, they have their feet in every single featured show on
yes,
this app.
yeah.
absolutely,
That's enough
absolutely. I
said
would,
right
I would,
there.
yeah.
Um,
But I have to give him his props. But when I was I was doing the Idol show, and I come back and I'm seeing all these people in this network, and it's kind of a new network now. And now I'm going to other people's streams and seeing the same people in the same network. You know what I mean? It is phenomenal to see. So when you have an auction, you have to realize that some of the people that are shooting on you, maybe that's the person that maybe you're the only person that they know, but other people will see that now they know you. And like,
Hmm.
okay, well, I'm going to favorite this person now. And now that
Yeah.
it's just a way to grow your audience. I would say if you have an opportunity to do one, even though I just turned one down, if you have an opportunity to do one, do it. Especially if you
Oh
have
man,
a modicum of an audience.
those auctions and
Um,
the battle royales definitely
yeah.
helped my cause.
Yes.
I think it's an exposure thing, right?
yes.
It's
Yep.
putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
I find
And
a lot of streamers in particular get really,
yeah.
really anxious. There's a lot of anxiety
Hmm.
that's involved in being in an auction. I don't want to be
It's
on a donut. I don't want nobody to show up. I
yeah.
just embrace the blessing because it's a
It's yeah.
blessing just being a part of it, and that
Hmm.
being a part of someone else's platform and someone else's event is
Yes.
is going to give you exposure. Hengy,
Yes.
respectfully, thank you. Uh,
Um, I find it fun, especially the themed
Mhm.
ones.
Mhm.
Let me just tell
Yeah.
you, I do find it fun. Anytime I can play dress up, I can. I part of my content. I love making dresses, gowns, clothing.
Yeah.
So if it's a themed auction and I need to make something, oh,
Mhm.
I'm already at the fabric store 5 minutes after I enter the group chat on IG. Like I'm
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yep. So, and the thing, so the reason, and you're absolutely right, because the themed ones, they're fantastic, and it's just it just shows you there's this more. This is what I wanted to talk about was creativity. It shows you that creativity. The auction that I hosted was called the pH Water Auction. Okay, now listen to why it was called that. All right, over the years of doing a talent show, we noticed that there was a coincidence, at least, with the people from the Philippines that had like the most beautiful, iconic voices. I don't know if Spencer still streams on here, but he is one of the best natural, pure vocalists I've ever heard sing in my entire life. And he's singing on an app, you know? And so we had a lot of people, the Idol started doing the global edition to give people from other time zones just an equal opportunity. In any case, we found like there was a lot of people from the Philippines. Karaoke is part of their culture, so they sing a lot, you know. So pH, we used to always say there must be something in the water, and so we used to call it the pH water because pH is short for Philippines, you know. And so I had an auction for those people and all that stuff, and I said anybody really can join, but this is for to kind of celebrate my Filipino friends, you know. And so it was amazing, and I had like stats. And from just a very practical way, absolutely get you a team. If you can't do it yourself, get someone to do it. Okay,
that part.
make posters, intros, and change your name. If you say someone's gonna do it, change your name. You know what I mean? Put that little thing in your name that says I have an auction, and make sure it's at the beginning. I have an auction at XYZ. And if it's just
you can get like the little font. You can get like if you go to a font generator, you can find them on Google. Get that small font. As you can see, HSR is small in my name.
Yeah.
That was generated on a font generator, so it makes it a little bit smaller, and you're able to see more of the name, and also you get that promo, right? It's just a promotion thing for you. Really, really quick, guys. This is Streaming 101. I'm your host, Real Deal, every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure that you are favoriting my guests. Also, favorite my admin team. Without them, this show would be non-existent. That's Emoji J, Beard Raider, Lucky Mama, Masterpiece. If you want to be a guest on the show, feel free to reach out to any one of them. You can also reach out to myself. We have our IGs linked in our bios. We're coming to the end of the show here, guys. If there's one piece of advice that you guys could give to the people that are in here, what would it be? Danny, go first.
I would say, honestly, just be your authentic self. For me, I do arts and crafts. People might tell me that's not content. Just keep on going with what you know and how you can bring yourself to the forefront with that.
Perfect. Cosmo, what about you?
I was taught by a long time ago about the golden circle. And the golden circle is kind of the reverse of what we normally do. The golden circle is most people when they promote something, they give you what the item is, why you need it, and how it works. Reverse that, and you have why. Why is always the first question. So if you want to be a good streamer, you want to be productive, ask yourself why you're doing it, right? Give yourself a reason to be doing this. Is it entertaining? Is it entertaining to you? Is it entertaining to your audience? Because usually if it's entertaining to you, yes, it will be entertaining to your audience. Do not be afraid to promote yourself. Be creative, and above everything else, this should be fun. Above everything else, this should be fun. It should be a positive impact on your life, and don't don't take it too seriously. Okay.
Mhm.
Take it seriously enough if you want to dedicate time to it, but don't take it so seriously that it devastates you.
That part. Yeah, I really resonate that with what both of you said, authenticity and not being afraid to put yourself out there. I think that these are really key elements to having success on this place. I think the one thing that I would say personally is consistency. I think consistency
Consistency is key.
mixed with authenticity,
Mhm.
mixed with both of what you guys have said, with
Mhm.
authenticity and with I think less anxiety towards putting yourself out there and just letting
Yeah.
what's going to happen, but be consistent about it.
Yep.
Show yourself on stream. If you know that you're going to be on at a certain point in time, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, put that into your bio so that people that are
Mhm.
taking a look at you can see, the real deal is going to be on Mondays from 6 till 9, Wednesdays from 7 till 10, and Fridays from 8
Mhm.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time for streaming 101 all the way till 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever, right? But it's there and it's evident for people to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really want to thank you both for being a part of my show.
Thank you.
Guys,
My pleasure.
anybody that's down there in the chat, please make sure that you're favoriting my guests, favorite the top 3 of the stream as well. Um, that's it. Streaming 101 is cut and done. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much for
Thank you
being
for
being
having me.
here.
I really do
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I got to get
I
ready
once
for another show.
There
So
you
have a
go.
good night.
Yeah, once I've got the show actually featured, I'm gonna be having all of my guests that I've had so far. We're gonna do like a spin cycle and get you guys all back. So you guys are definitely in the list. And I appreciate you. Pengy, okay, is the recording done now, Jay? Recording is over. I hope that you have pressed end on record. Respectfully, Pengy, hoop your crevice. Hoop it. Yay, cheers, go class! Never. Hey.